I would like to welcome a man who has made dieting and exercising fun for millions of people, who has even, I understand, gotten his own mother to change her favorite recipes. Now that's something. Welcome, Richard.
You're so
Richard,
cute.
Is that true that
I know
Richard,
there's a key behind you sometimes. I haven't seen it yet, but I know there's like a little key that
You
they
mean
wind.
the same key that you have? We are exchanging it? Richard, is that true that your name was Milton?
Yeah, I was baptized Milton Teagle Simmons, and I lived with that name for about 11
baptized?
years.
I thought you were Jewish.
Well, that's your second question.
I see.
I'm going to the first question now.
All right. No, it doesn't go like that with me. Now.
No, I am
Milton?
Jewish, but I didn't find out I was Jewish until I was 19.
Okay.
I was raised Catholic in New Orleans because my mother, who was Jewish, wanted to go into show business to be a Follies girl, and when she left to become a Follies girl, they disowned her. So she kind of pulled back on her religious feelings, and she married a Catholic. And then I was raised Catholic because in New Orleans, there's really only like 2 Jewish people, and they
back
own
to
New
Milton.
Orleans. What?
And why didn't you like Milton? I like Milton.
I thought it was really serious. I thought Milton Teagle Simmons was serious, so I sat my parents down in a living room similar to this one.
When you were 10 years old?
11 years old.
11, yeah.
And I sat down and said, I can't live with this name, you know, and I don't like it.
You made
and
a sad face?
No, I was just, I have a very good relationship with my family. They taught me that I could be open with them and, you know, that I could just be who I was.
So you said, I don't like my name.
Don't like it.
And?
And I wanted to change it. So I gave them a bunch of names that I really liked.
And?
Well, they didn't like Diana Ross Simmons. You know?
But did you come up with it, Richard?
I came up with Richard.
And now you love it?
Well, then they called me Dickie, so I don't even, what was worse, Milton or Dickie? So no, I like Richard. I feel like a Richard. I've had Richard now since I'm 11 years old, so I kind of like it.
I like the name Richard. Is it true that you wanted to be a priest?
I was in the seminary for 1 year and 9 months. The food was terrible. Those nuns do great flower arrangements, but they're not good with food. I left because I felt that my pulpit could be bigger, I guess. You know, I was
television in the whole world.
I liked it because I also like what they wear. Because, you know, when you enter the seminary and you're over 200 pounds, those things look great on you. I mean, you know, you can eat your way and never get a new cassock. You know what I'm saying? But, no, I just felt that I could help God and help the world by doing what I really wanted to do. And
which you are doing. All right, you are involved in 250 new things.
Just like you.
Yeah, but
we follow each other on the road. I go to a college, you go, Dr. Ruth was just here. Yeah.
They do. They tell me that Richard was here. Now, let me ask you something. You are close to your mother. You just said you have a
She's
relationship.
She's in prison right now, but I am very close to her. Well, she was caught shoplifting. I don't want to talk about it. It was a sad... No, my mother...
You know, I take these things very seriously. God forbid.
No, I'm very close to my mother because we lost my father 2 years ago. And my mother lives in New Orleans, Louisiana, and we're very close, and she's a super lady.
And what kind of tricks did you play on her?
Oh, I was very mischievous as a child. Even as an adult, like I wanted to send her to Europe, and she didn't want to go. So I had 2 actor friends of mine in New Orleans put on a piece of hosiery and get guns and go to her house and hold her up and make her pack. So
Richard, if my son would ever do that, you know what? I would never
Wait, it gets better. They blindfold her and put her in a car, and we get her on the plane.
I hope it's not true.
No, and we'll get her on the plane.
Did she give you a spanking?
No, when we get on the plane, they took off the thing, and I was sitting next to her on the plane, taking her to Europe.
Do you know what I think? Come here, I'll tell you something.
What?
I think that if you really did that, let's assume you did.
I did do it.
I tell you something.
Yeah.
Your mother is smarter than you think. She deep down knew what that story was, but she played along to humor.
Trust me, she didn't know a thing. She didn't know a thing. She didn't talk to me for the first days in Italy. First 2 days in Italy, she wouldn't talk to me. No, I did. Like, I wanted to buy my mother some clothes.
Yeah.
And she's about your height. Well, if you teased your hair, you'd be my mother's height. She's 4'10".
Yeah.
You know. And
you love her.
I adore her. So I took her to a department store, and I went to the head salespeople, and I said, we just had a fire, and my mother lost everything she owned except what she's wearing. So bring everybody down, get the shoes, get the gloves, get the... So there was like 40 people down in the dressing room with her.
And?
I just bought her a lot of clothes.
Where did she put it?
Well, she took it home.
And does she have space to put it?
Oh, sure. I built her a nice house. I mean, you do well. Don't you do nice things for your family?
I certainly do.
Are you both your parents living?
No.
Neither of them?
No, I was an
I'm
orphan.
sorry.
At
You
a
were an
very
orphan?
Very early.
Oh, this is,
Wait.
I'm sorry I brought this
Richard,
up.
that's all right.
But I mean, you have kids.
Everybody who listens to the show knows it. So
You
now
have
I know
kids?
that you're not listening to this show.
Oh, here we go. Let's crucify Richard because he missed the one show you talked about that.
I have two magnificent children.
And
I
you're
have
great
a
to them.
23-year-old son and
See,
a
I don't like
29-year-old
cheap
daughter.
people. I think if you have some bread, spend it on your kids. Don't wait till you die.
Okay.
That's no good.
Now,
Yes.
your mother, is that true that you put your mother as
On
a
a food
star in a food program? I know, a videotape.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Well, after my father died, she began to cook,
Yes.
bake, cook, bake. 10 pounds.
For whom? For you?
For herself.
For herself.
I call her, and every time I call her, I would say, Mother, how do you feel? She goes, well, I just finished baking the most beautiful double-layered chocolate cake.
Which she ate all by herself.
Yeah, and she gained like 40 pounds. Now, you know if you're 4 feet 10 with 40
can't
pounds,
do that.
you look like a condominium
Right.
if you're 4 feet 10. So I took I put her on a food program and an exercise program, and she's 75 and has very bad arthritis. And I said, hey, if my mother can do it, other people can do it. So I got Sylvester Stallone's mother, Farrah Fawcett's mother, Al Pacino's father, Dustin Hoffman's father, and my mother to do a brand new video called Richard.
Did you get anybody married in that arrangement? No.
Pardon me?
You just got them together to
The
be on a
sexual
tape.
things are not my part. You know
I
what I'm
see.
saying?
I just wanted to know.
I just
Okay.
try to make them
So-
make mother
so
have a
you
little
got
money.
them?
I got them together and we did
Yes.
a video called Richard and the Silver Foxes. And it's the first aerobic tape for people 55 and over. It's low impact, non-stress. It's all done to swing music. It's a lot of fun. And I just want everyone to buy this tape for their grandmother, their grandfather, their mother.
I'll buy it. I promise you, I will buy it. Why you are saying this is for physically challenged people?
No, one is for the Silver Foxes.
Okay.
And I just did another tape for the physically challenged.
Let me tell you about that. Now, the Silver Fox is for people over
55 and over.
Which means they don't have to give up. They can do some nice exercise, then they can have some good sex.
I think that the people who enjoy a very good sexual activity after 55 are those that have had some respect for their body. And I
Okay.
think that that makes the difference.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Now tell me about the tape for the physically challenged.
The physically challenged is a new term. Some people use the term disabled.
Yes.
Some people use the term handicap.
Right.
I use the term physically challenged. And
I actually like that.
it's
Seriously
nice. We're all
speaking. Be
challenged.
serious for 1 second. I actually like that because it really is a challenge if somebody has to use a wheelchair. Tell me about the tape.
Well, I began a foundation called the Reach Foundation. For the last 2 years, I've traveled to 400 rehab and hospitals to teach this course and to learn a lot about people with polio, spina bifida, cystic fibrosis, Down syndrome, cancer patients.
Right.
So all the money from the book and the video, which is out, the Reach Foundation, goes to build exercise studios free of charge for people who are missing a leg, for people in wheelchairs, for people who've had strokes. And so that's one of the projects I'm working on, too.
And so you have specific exercises for different disabilities.
Yes, we do.
Excellent. I'm going to look for that, and I'm going to look for that one for people over 55. Richard,
Yes,
looking
darling.
back,
Yes, precious heart.
seeing you sit like this here,
Yes.
tell me the truth. You know, I don't ask personal questions,
Yes.
but this one I'm going to ask. Looking back, are you surprised of what happens to Richard Simmons? That everybody knows him, a household word, the exercise, the dieting. Are you surprised?
Oh, I just think that your audience just gets bigger. I've been like this ever since I was a kid, just like you've been the way you were since you were a kid. It's just that we need to have people around us, and we have a Joan of Arc complex. We enjoy helping people. And when I was in grammar school, I may have done it for 3, and now I do it for millions. And does it surprise me? Sure, I think it shocked me that
they're
people would
listening to
open
you?
their arms so much. But people know that I work hard. People know that I bust my chops and try to really make this world a better place to live in, as you do.
I like that. I like also what you did today on my set.
What are you talking about? You know, nothing's personal with you. You swore you weren't going to talk about it. Now just bring the laundry out to everybody.
I like what you did because you burst on the scene and everybody's happy. And I love that. You bring a lot of joie de vivre.
I think people without a sense of humor, it's just awful. You must have a sense of humor. Life is too short.
Let's keep that up, and thank
Thanks,
you
honey.
very
God
much for
bless.
visiting. Thank you very much.